What's going on, everybody? NBA is back in full effect. Already locked in some value this morning. Got some more free picks for you here on the channel today, guys. If you are new to the channel, you've come to the right spot to learn a bunch of different things of how to make money on these player props apps, such as Prizepicks, such as Betr Picks, etc. On the screen, you can see a bunch of different projections changing and being removed on a ticket that I placed earlier. This is a key indicator that your process is on point, that you're doing things right when you're getting plays interchanging on these apps. You're in the right spot. You're in the right lane, right? You're doing things right, and that's exactly what I did this morning. Looking to give you more plays, breaking down the process in this one for free, guys. Unfortunately, a lot of my plays will not be available at the time of recording, at the time of you watching this, if you're getting home from work or whatever the case may be, because of these bumps and removals. But these videos are going to be free. I'm going to be giving you guys picks that are still available at the time of releasing this. If you don't have the Betr Picks app, you're going to need it to see all these picks, guys. They will match you up to $200. Use that link down below. I'll pin it as the top comment. And if you want to get access to all my plays as soon as I place them so that you can beat these bumps, because this is going to happen every single day for NBA. That's just how this works. You're gonna want to get the KJK VIP package. That will also be linked pinned at the top comment, guys. That'll give you access to all these plays as soon as I place them. So I already brought up on the screen all those that change. If you want to track them yourself tonight and see how they go, feel free. I mean, the process of how I found these is on point. Every single one of the projections got removed or changed. So unfortunately, I cannot share these any longer with you. I guess I'll pull up the ticket that I locked in, and you can, like I said, if you want to track the results yourself and just kind of see how these go, feel free. I'm already locked in, but you're not going to be able to get the same plays, unfortunately. I'll be sharing some plays with you here shortly that you can still get. But this is the play that I had locked in. 6-pick dynamic play is what you're going to want to be playing on Betr Picks. Have the Bridges under 19.5 points, the Tyrese Maxey under 7.5 assists, Eric Gordon under 2.5 three-pointers made, Clint Capella under 13.5 points and assists, the Trae Young under 10.5 assists, and the Rozier under 15.5 points. The only prop you're going to be able to get in this ticket still is the Trae Young under 10.5 assists on Betr Picks. So if you do want to play that prop, you can. But I got some more plays. Once again, some more removals, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys the ones that are still available, right? So let's pull this up, the latest that I locked in here. And you're going to see there's going to be 5 still available. The Eric Gordon three-pointers prop was one that I had locked in on this one too as a pivot, because there was another one that was removed. But let's talk about it, right? This is what I got for you guys. All right, let's go ahead and break this down. We'll start things off with Mr. Tyus Jones, and we're going to be rocking with his under 10.5 points. So why do I like this prop? There are multiple tools that I like to use for my research to find the very best value possible. One of which is going to be the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, which we'll pull up right now for you guys. Daily Grind Fantasy, guys, if you do not have this tool, you can use the promo code KJKDFS or my link down below. I will just have all my links for all these deals to get 25% off. And the reason we're rocking with this tool, guys, if you are not familiar, this is going to be millions of dollars of sportsbook data dumped into an optimizer for you to find the very best plays. All of these sports books set odds every single day on every single player prop on the over and the under. It is their job to set appropriate lines so that they don't lose money, and they don't lose money by putting the right price on each prop. So in this example, guys, we're looking at minus 147 on the under 10.5 points on Pinnacle, which is known as the sharpest sports book in the world, all the way up to minus 155 on the under 10.5 points on DraftKings. If you don't know what that means, if you were to log into the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now, you'd have to risk $155 to win $100 on the under 10.5 points. Simply put, guys, once again, millions of dollars of data, setting the appropriate line so that they don't lose money. They know it's more than likely that Tyus Jones is going to stay under 10.5 points, so they are going to make you risk way more than you're going to win. They don't want to make it too easy on you to win money. That's the concept of sports books, right? If they were bad at what they did, they would just have terrible lines. Everyone would be rich. They'd log in. Tyus Jones' line would be set at 1.5 points, and everyone would know to take the over. Of course, he's going to score at least 2 points, right? That's not how this works, though. They're very good at what they do. So pretty much, they're saying he's going to end with 10 points exactly. And the amount of times that is going to happen in the NBA will stun you, right? So we're getting some good edge on the under 10.5. We're getting a 53.6% chance to hit here on this Betr Picks. And the other phenomenal thing about it is we can't get it on Prizepicks, right? So the reason we want to be taking it over on Betr Picks is because we're getting that edge. You can see Prizepicks has already moved him down to 10 even. That only gives us a 50.53% chance to hit this prop. But if we log on over to Betr where we're getting that 10.5 edge, we're going to hit this at a 53.6% chance rate, right? Which is much, much better. All right, so that's our first play here. Kind of getting straight to the chase as much as possible because I do want to give you guys all these picks. And unfortunately, guys, once again, he is not available on Prizepicks at the 10.5 line, so I would not recommend playing it over here. I would recommend playing it on Betr in this particular case. As we go along here, if there are any of the plays available on the Prizepicks board, you can play them on Prizepicks as well. We'll find out kind of live as we go. Nick Claxton under 9.5 rebounds. Let's go ahead and pull him up again. It's going to be a very similar concept, right, guys? My process is using all of this different data. Let's go ahead and break down Nick Claxton, the under 9.5 rebounds. Why does this guy like this prop? We can go ahead and type him into the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer here once again on Betr. Get the latest and greatest data. You can see the best possible prop they have is actually looking like the under 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists now in real time. That's coming down as we break this down. At the time of locking in my ticket, the Nick Claxton under 9.5 rebounds is really popping because he's all the way at minus 146 on Pinnacle, and he's listed at 8.5 in multiple markets. BetOnline, Bovada, ESPN Bet, still favored on 9.5. He was all the way down to 8.5 on FanDuel as well earlier, I know, when I locked this in. So it looks like they're kind of adjusting in real time. You could take the under 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists if that's still available to you. My guess is it's not going to be at the time of recording this, but I'm rocking with this under 9.5 rebounds all the way up to minus 145 on DraftKings, all the way up to minus 146 on Pinnacle. Once again, that same concept. They're making you risk a ton of more money to take the under because they're saying it's so likely he's going to hit the under. We're going to bake that into the price for you, right? Simple concept, kind of straight to the point, and yet very effective at finding the very best value, the very best plays that you can as quick as possible before these apps can take them down, right? So that you can be winning some money. That's really what we want to do here. The other tool I like to use, guys, is Outlier. If you do not have this tool, once again, they're going to hook you up with a sweet deal with a 7-day free trial with my link down below. And you're going to be able to pull in all these different props, right? Every single prop in the market. I'll refresh this so we have the latest and greatest data. We can type in Nick Claxton. We can look at the implied probability here at the 9.5 rebounds. And I guarantee they're going to be giving us a lot of different statistics as to why this is a good play because the market's telling us the under is the play, right? Looking like a plus EV play here at minus 110 on BetMGM. Here's a good example. You're getting much better odds on BetMGM, similar to like a Prizepicks, etc., than you are on these other books. Minus 147 on the under on Pinnacle, minus 145 DraftKings, minus 135 Caesars. They're pulling all that data for us. We can get minus 119 on Prizepicks, and then we can break down the statistics as far as the matchup. Obviously, guys, it's a brand new season, so a lot of this data is fresh. It's going to be changing. Line opened at 8.5, went up to 9.5, and now it is favored on the under, right? So essentially, if you're getting the 9.5, you want to take the under. If you're getting the 8.5, you'd probably want to be taking the over. They're saying he's going to end with 9 rebounds. That's just how this works. That's how precise these markets are. But we're getting the 9.5, so we want to lock it in. Is this available on Prizepicks? That'd be great if yes, it is. So I can promote this on Prizepicks as well. That'll be the first play we could actually get on both apps. All right, so that's fantastic. That makes me happy. It can help out you Prizepicks users as well. Nick Claxton, the under 9.5 rebounds. Going to be looking like a fantastic prop to be rocking with here tonight, right? Let's continue along here. This ticket, the next two are going to be in the same game. Eric Gordon got removed, unfortunately. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I know, got bumped on Prizepicks, pretty sure as well. So this is another example of using all of our data sets. Prizepicks, very good at what they do. You can see he got bumped down to 12 even. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get this same prop at the same edge on Prizepicks in this particular case. You can get that Claxton play, but I'd recommend playing this on Betr because of the 0.5 difference again, which we can certainly type in to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. And you're going to see kind of the difference in hit rate, right? So we can type him into Prizepicks for Giannis, and then we can type him into Betr, and you can see Giannis heavily favored on the under 12.5 rebounds here on Pinnacle, minus 128 on the under on FanDuel, minus 130 on the under on DraftKings, minus 135 on the under on BetMGM. Every single market is favoring his under here, 12.5 rebounds here tonight. Then if we type him into Prizepicks, like I said, he's not available. Looks like the best possible one you could take is under fantasy score. They're factoring in all that market data as well. I tend to use projection models as well when it comes to fantasy score, not just the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, because there is a little bit of stuff that's not factored in as far as like what I think as far as like the FanDuel scoring. There's a lot of projection models out there that are factoring the blocks and the steals upside, etc. So I like to use the Daily Grind Fantasy and projection models. So that's just my recommendation because we're only using one data point here. They're telling you the data that's being brought in. Only BetMGM is being brought in here. I don't really project. I don't trust just using BetMGM. I want to use more data points if that makes sense. So just my recommendation would be probably not to use this prop on Prizepicks. Use the rebounds over on Betr where you're getting that 53.55% chance to hit. That really sharp action of the -130 on DraftKings and the -147 on Pinnacle on his under. That'd be my recommendation for relocking in this, right? That's why I locked it in to my ticket. And let's continue along here. And then once again, unfortunately, it's probably a play, you know, you're not going to want to play on Prizepicks. Just the line changed. So my recommendation would be to not play that on Prizepicks. Eric Gordon's no longer going to be available. He was on the Prizepicks board as well at one point. They took him down. To round things out in this ticket, we got the Brandon Clark over 8.5 points. I know he was available on Prizepicks at one point. Once again, he got bumped up, guys. So this is what's going to happen when you get good plays. Like, they're just going to move him like crazy. And then the Jaden Ivey, 1.5 3-pointers made. I don't believe he's going to be available on Prizepicks either. So this is why you're going to want the Betr app. Guys, there's going to be a bunch of different value you can't get on Prizepicks tonight in this video. So my recommendation is to get that Betr app, get the deposit match, and you can tail every single one of these plays. Doesn't look like they do have his 1.5 3-pointers made here for Ivy. So really the only play you can get on Prizepicks is going to be the Nick Claxton under 9.5 rebounds for those of you that are following along here. But the Brandon Clark points, he was just starting to really be heavily favored on Pinnacle at the time that I had locked this in. And he's now shifted all the way up to 9.5 in every single one of these markets. Now, sometimes these optimizers, they're not really going to reflect that line shift as a huge jump in hit rate, but it is his best possible prop you can be taken on the Betr board. You can see they're giving this a 53.59% chance to hit. It's not bright green or anything, but when you know what these markets mean, you can kind of dig into the data a little bit deeper, right? He's favored at -130 on the over at 8.5 points, and then he's actually still favored at 9.5 over here on Caesars as well, heavily favored at -140 on the over on ESPN Bet. And then another tool that I like to use that I was using prior to recording because I noticed, as always, the OddsJam Sportsbook screen, a great resource to be using to find literally the best possible odds you can get. If you don't have this tool, once again, they'll give you a nice deal. You can see, guys, I have over 200 sportsbooks selected, and literally the best possible place that we can be taking this prop at the over 8.5 is on Betr at -121 implied odds. You can see the average odds are at 9.4 with him like barely favored on the under. So again, very precise markets. Essentially, they're saying this guy's going to go out there and score 9 points exactly tonight, and the amount of times that will happen, I will reiterate, will blow your mind. If you track these statistics, what these markets are saying these players are going to do throughout the season, and then you see the results, you will be amazed at how precise these are. So, right, we don't want to be playing it at the 9 even on Prizepicks. We want to be playing it at the 8.5 on Betr because of that deal we're getting. You can see he's moved up to 9 even on Prizepicks. He's moved up to 9 even on a ton of these different player props apps. Vivid Picks, another DFS platform picks app, they have him at 9 even. So the only place we can get this at the 8.5 number is going to be on Betr. You can see he's at 9 even on Dabble as well. These are all of the same DFS pick'em apps. The only one you can get the over 8.5 without it being moved up to 9 even is going to be on Betr, right? These are all key indicators that we're getting really good value. We're getting value we can't get on other apps, right? And then last but certainly not least, I talked about that Ivy play. Going to be a bunch of different data pointing to this being a phenomenal play as well here tonight. The over 1.5 3-pointers made. Why is that? Let's go ahead and break it down. We can, once again, type him into that Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer, and we're going to see a bunch of different data supporting this play being a good one here tonight. So let's go ahead and type him in. Going to see he's favored on every single sports book in this optimizer. -132 on the over on FanDuel, -130 on the over on DraftKings, he's all the way up to minus 145 on Caesars, another good data point, minus 135 on BetOnline, right? They're giving us a 53.94% chance to hit, indicating that this is a really solid prop. And if we dig into the statistics using our handy-dandy tools over at Outlier, we're going to see even further detailed as far as, once again, why is the market saying that this is a good prop for the over 1.5 3-pointers made? Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of different reasons behind it. One, the guy has to be able to make 3-pointers. That kind of goes without saying. But then you have the matchup, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and put him in here. As far as the 1.5, he's the shooting guard position. So as far as his minutes, his 3-pointers attempted, all that stuff, this data is going to bring it in. He's taking he's making 2.3 threes on average, shooting 37%, but he's taking 6.2 per game. So, we need a guy to make 2 threes. He's shooting 37% from behind the arc, and he's shooting 6 of them. Like, that's pretty good odds for the guy to be able to make at least 2, right? That's all factored in here. But he's going to shoot 6. He makes about a third of them. You do the math. That's going to equal 2 or more. So that's all factored in these odds. That's how this works, right? But that gives us a fantastic visual. That gives us all the statistics, the shot volume, right, Outlier. So it can really round it all up for you. Kind of get through your head, like, why would this be favored? Everything makes a lot of sense here, right? He's made 3, 2, 6, 6. This really means nothing. Every matchup's different, right? But this just gives us a visual of his results. The really important stuff is those odds and break it down. Minus 140 DraftKings, minus 145 Caesars, all the way up to minus 170 on another Caesars book, minus 159 on Underdog, right? This is all really, really good stuff when we're getting minus 119, minus 120 implied odds on these apps. So it's minus 121 on Betr. That's going to make us really like this prop here tonight, right? So a quick little review. Once again, these are all plays that I'm actually backing, that I'm sending over. As you can see, I'm bringing them up on the screen. I really want these to go well for you guys. I want them to go well for myself, obviously. But let's review every single pick that I just gave you guys out. Once again, we're rocking on Betr tonight. And here's what we got. We got the Tyus Jones under 10.5 points. The Nicholas Claxton under 9.5 rebounds. Giannis Antetokounmpo under 12.5 rebounds. Eric Gordon under 2.5 3-pointers made. That prop's no longer available, unfortunately, on Betr. So I had pulled up Trae Young under 10.5 assists earlier. You could play that prop, or you can just run a 5-pick perfect or a 5-pick dynamic play on Betr. Both of those are pretty solid slip types as well. Jaden Ivey over 1.5 3-pointers made. Brandon Clark over 8.5 points, right? So we got the Ivey over 1.5 3-pointers made. The Brandon Clark over 8.5 points. Eric Gordon under 2.5 3-pointers made. You can't get that anymore, but that's what I have locked in here. Giannis Antetokounmpo under 12.5 rebounds. Nick Claxton under 9.5 rebounds. And the Tyus Jones under 10.5 points. And I will reiterate, I would highly recommend playing these on Betr as we kind of go along here. If I highlight every single one of these plays on the Prizepicks board, you're going to see they're all even numbers. They've all been bumped. They've all been shifted because Prizepicks is saying these are too good of props. We cannot leave it at those lines. So I can literally pull them up side by side. You're going to see every single prop outside of Nick Claxton is bumped or not available. Like, they don't have the Eric Gordon 3-pointers made. They had it earlier, by the way, and then they took it down. So that's just kind of what happens when you get good value on these apps. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Prizepicks board, we're not going to be able to get any of these. So that's why you want the Prizepicks app. You can only get the Demon and the Goblin on, that's why you want the Betr app. You can only get the Demon and the Goblin for Eric Gordon. So they're going to shift your payout, right? And you can only take the over. They're not going to allow you to take that under. So that's just kind of how it's kind of shake out for us on Prizepicks today with this breakdown. So yeah, lock it in over on Betr. Wishing you guys all the best of luck on your Prizepicks NBA player props tonight, your Betr NBA player props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.